more information on the 3.5 magnitude that we had at the Pinnacles junction of San Andreas with the Hayward Fault. And they are warning us from USGS that this is an area that is overdue a very large quake, because it has an average of 140 years, it's at least 145 years since a large quake has struck in the Hayward Fault area. Now, this is an area that has had a number of earthquake swarms, and it's a volcanic region. Pinnacles National Park, America's national park protecting mountainous area in the Salinas Valley in central California, east of Soledad, 80 miles southeast of San Jose. San Andreas Fault area, original location there, embedded in the portion of California Pacific Coast Ranges. And it is a volcano. By the 1880s, the Pinnacles, then known as Palisades, is a national monument. Geography and climate. It lies about 40 miles inland from the Pacific Ocean, about 80 miles south of San Francisco Bay Area, elevating within the boundaries range from 824 to 3,304 feet. So here we go. Pinnacle Volcano. Is Pinnacle Mountain a volcano? Yes, it's at the junction of two faults. Actually, it's one fault. It's a family of the San Andreas, but it's where the San Andreas splits off towards the Hayward Fault. And this is it right there. Pinnacle Mountain's peak has been a fixture for centuries, the area attracting people, taking advantage of the ecosystem. It's often referred to as the Momel chaotic zone. We've prescribed burns as shown above, calls pouring in from citizens about the eruption at Pinnacle Mountain. And while Pinnacle Mountain has a distinctive volcano look, they say it's not a volcano. Well, this is it, but that's not all there is there. Look at this uplift. The Pinnacle Volcano. Well, volcano. I call it a volcano, but anyway, it looks like a volcano, but it's not. The history of it, the monument, National Park, established in 1906, that's around the time of the San Francisco earthquake. The National Park Service, finally established in 1916, Pinnacles was not considered significant enough to command any Park Service resource at the time. Meantime, a mining claim disrupted access to the traditional picnic grounds. 1922, following repeated appeals from residents for Park Service action, Lewis, superintendent of Yosemite National Park, directed a visit at Pinnacles and reported circumstances. Director Stephen Mather. Lewis had you can go through the details on your own here. This is the national park. The geography, it's very warm, as you can see here, even in January, February, March, and then it hits the hundreds. It hits the hundreds, and hardly any rainfall. No snowfall. And the geology, it's located at the San Andreas Fault. In creating the unique formations the park protects, Pinnacles are part of the, there we go, it is the Neenash volcano, which erupted 23 million years ago near present-day Lancaster. The movement of the Pacific Plate along the San Andreas Fault split a section of rock off from the main body of the volcano and moved it 195 miles to the northwest. It's believed that the pinnacles came from this particular volcano because of the unique breccias that are only found elsewhere in the Naniche volcano formations. Differential erosion, weathering, exposing the rock created at pinnacles that are seen today. The rock formations are andesite and rhyolite, forming a dropped fault block embedded in the Gabion Range. Let's see what this says. This is very interesting. The fault history. You're standing, here it is right here, and that's the ocean, the Pacific Ocean. You're standing near an ancient crack in the earth within the San Andreas Fault Zone. The Chalon Creek Fault divides a volcanic rock in front of you from the sedimentary rock behind you. Millions of years ago, this fault and its sister, the Pinnacles Fault, created steep cliffs as the land in front of you was uplifted and the land behind you dropped below sea level, creating an inland sea. Oh, that's the inland sea. Sorry, that's the inland sea. That's the inland sea. That's not the Pacific, it's the inland sea, so that's north is up there. South is where we're sitting. As the volcano rock began to erode away, sand, gravel, and boulders weighted down the, I can't see what that it says. It went down the inland sea and formed a stack of thick sedimentary layers. The stark contrast to the pinnacles, spires, went with the rolling hills behind you, is as a result of the, well, whatever. I can't make it out. So that's what it said. It's a volcanic area. It's part of the Naniche volcano, erupting 23 million years ago. So the rock formations are andesite rhyolite. Large-scale earth movement also created the talus caves that can be found in the park. Pinnacles were moved to this area. Since they were moved there, the San Andreas Fault has shifted 4 miles to the east of the park. The original location of the San Andreas can be seen in the Chalon Creek Fault. 2 other large faults are to run in the park, the Miners Gulch and Pinnacles Faults. These faults parallel the San Andreas and were most likely caused by major movements of the main fault. The establishment of the relative movement between the pinnacles and the Naniche rocks was a significant factor in acceptance of the plate tectonics in geology. Seismic activity is frequent in the park, and the United States Geological Survey maintains 2 seismometers within the boundary. Evidence of past and ongoing seismic activity can be seen in offset streams where they cross fault, and valley bottoms and terraces show signs of uplift. Then each volcano, that's it, right there, is an extinct Miocene volcano, coastal ranges California. The volcanic field was split by a fault, San Andreas Fault Zone, over the last 23 million years. 2 halves of the volcano moved about 195 miles apart. The correlation of the 2 portions, now called the Pinnacles and the Naniche volcanic formation, is significant. This correlation has become a classic example of plate tectonics for the scientific community. 10 rock types with nearly identical field petrograph and chemical characteristics are present in each formation in essentially the same stratigraphic order. This provides ample evidence for the correlation and interpreted movement along the San Andreas Fault. And there's a beautiful picture of that by Brocken Inaglory, and you can see this fantastic picture. And let's go back to the other one here. Pinnacles National Park. Amazing. So that's where we had our earthquake today, and that's where we've been having our earthquake swarm. Let's go back to Seismo Berkeley. Okay, there we are. Sorry, I was looking at something else. Oh, in the past hour, we've had another one. No, that's the same one. That's the same one. Okay, that's where it is, right there. And this is, of course, the Yellowstone area. And this is Pisgah Crater. All of this volcanic fields, wherever you have all these faults, you also have the volcanic fields. So we'll keep an eye on that. And also, you can read, you can listen to the remainder of this, showing you more about the details of the area. Okay, so here we are. I was actually trying to go and find something in the Philippines. I think it was we had a 6.1 quake there, having to do with the planetary alignment, the black star that Terrell Black Star is very kind enough to inform us about. I'm sure he's going to have an upcoming video having to do with those details, but he's waiting for a bigger one, like a 7.5, 7 or 7.5 magnitude that we're overdue for, because of the electromagnetic jolt that is hitting our Earth since the beginning of the year. But that's another thing we'll go into later on. This here now is the magnitude 3.5, a depth of 8.2. Let's go into the details. I have the details here opened. Hold on, let's get rid of this. And this is the area, as you can see, between San Francisco, San Diego is right near to, very close to San Jose. And this is it right here. This is it right here, and all these white, of course, are the various quakes around the area. This is the area that we're talking about. This is San Andreas Fault, and this is the Hayward Fault line. And let's just go out a little bit. There you go. And this is you can see it's full of faults here. Wait a minute, hold on, let's go in. Okay. This is the Juan de Fuca plate that we have here. Out a little bit more. And this is the line going up towards the area of Yellowstone. This fault here, as you can see. And this is Montana. This is Canada, of course, up here. It's the border of Canada. This is Montana. And the various quakes around southwest Utah. And what a beautiful circle there. What is it? What is this? Wow, I just noticed this. That is very strange, don't you think? What is this circle here? Okay, well, anyway, this is where it is. And that's the junction of the San Andreas with the Hayward Fault. Let's take a look at that again. Where are we? Where do I have it? Oh, I think I have it, yeah. Google Map. Google Map has it here. Okay. That's our location. Of course, this is surrounded with all these volcanic fields that we have here. And you usually have them, of course, wherever you have fault lines. And the rivers are, of course, definitely fault lines. Let's go back. Okay. Okay, there we go. And you can take a look at it right there. There it is. This is the San Andreas Fault. That's the Hayward Fault. And this is the Hayward Fault right here, as you can see again. On this part, this is the San Andreas, you can see right here, even indenting the Earth itself. Okay, that's the San Andreas right there, which is this one here, extending it down. Oh, sorry. Okay, well, okay, we're going into it. Seismo Berkeley, okay. Okay, and that's the Hayward Fault. The Hayward Fault runs along the foot of the East Bay Hills, something that all residents of the Bay Area and East Bay in particular should know. Its last major earthquake occurred October 21st, 1868, and it destroyed the downtown Hayward area. The estimated magnitude was a 6.8, and it caused damage throughout the area. San Francisco alone suffered $350,000 in property damage, considered the Great Earthquake. It was considered the Great Earthquake until the San Francisco 1906. Scientists have been studying the past earthquakes on the Hayward Fault. They have found that the most recent 5 major earthquakes happened on average 140 years. Since it has been more than 144 years since the last major earthquake, the clock is ticking. It's very likely that the Hayward Fault will rupture and produce a significant earthquake within the next 30 years. We're not fear-mongering. This is exactly what the geologists are telling us. It's overdue for an earthquake. It's not only the U.S. geologists that have been warning about this, it's also the Canadian geologists have been warning the Canadians that the San Francisco going up towards the area of, let's go back, towards, extending towards Canada, here, through Vancouver Island and the areas, as you can see here, is, here we've been having a tremendous amount of quakes here, swarms. What does that mean? What is going on there? Tremendous. Let's go and see. We'll pull out, let's pull out. Where is it? Oh, okay, I pulled out too much. There it is. Okay, there, right there. You see that? That's the past week. That's the past week. And there's a lot more than that. So, of course, they've been reporting, they've been preparing the Canadians the next 30 years. You're going to have a major quake of a magnitude of at least 7.5, if not up to 9. 9. Okay, and these are, because of the subduction zone, this is one of the worst areas in the world for major earthquakes. Okay, so we're not making this stuff up. This is overdue. The Hayward, could this be one of the foreshocks? We don't know, we'll see. Now, the Hayward Fault is not our only fault. It is a member of the San Andreas Fault system. And it runs from the Gulf of California to the south, in the south to Cape Mendocino in the north. San Andreas Fault system forms the boundary between the North American and Pacific tectonic plates. In the Greater Bay Area, the San Andreas, which continues up north the peninsula, has several branches. Starting in the south near Hollister, the Calaveras Fault branches off to the run east of San Jose, continuing through the Pleasanton and Danville towards Walnut Creek. Let's go, where are we? Is that, okay, I pulled out too much, but let's go back in. Okay, and we can see it right there. This is the San Andreas Fault system. The whole thing here is the San Andreas family. It's not just this. The whole thing is related to the I would venture to say if you have a quake there, it's going to jolt everything in the area. It's not going to keep it to itself, obviously. And not only that, it's not that far from, I think it was, well, where are we? Long Valley Caldera. Wait a minute. Let's pan out to Long Valley Caldera. How far is that? Well, it's pretty far. Wait a minute. Pisgah. No. Long Valley is here somewhere. Sometimes what's happening is that my pins disappear. Oh, here's Long Valley. Okay. So how far are we from Pinnacles to Long Valley? Hold on. Okay, come on. It's about, it's nothing. It's like 140 miles. You know, when you're talking about a big quake, it's not a big distance. And besides that, you have a lot of quake activity in the area. Okay, let's go to the, change this. Let's go to grayscale and go to tectonic plates. We did that. No, I can't see anything like that. We can't see anything. Okay, I can't see anything like that. Let's go to the aerial. Okay, that's better. That's better. We were there before, but anyway. Okay. Okay. And okay, this is up here. This Great Salt Lake, and this is of course our Yellowstone area. And Montana, where we have a lot of activity lately. Where they have two volcanoes there. They have Crow's Peak and what's the name of it? Elkhorn, I think, right next to each other. And they're volcanoes. What can I say? What is this? What is that? What is that? You know, the more I look into here, the more things I see. What is that round thing? That's another volcano, obviously. It must be because it's got black stuff around it. That looks like a lava field. Let's go in more. What is that? I have to look into that. What is this? Oh my. Okay, well, obviously, I have to look into that some other time. It's amazing. The more you search into the geography of the United States, the more you realize that it's full of volcanoes. What's that thing there? Anyway, okay, that's Great Salt Lake, which is, of course, a volcanic area. Pisgah crater is somewhere down here. Where is it? That's another volcanic area. There it is. And that's bad. So it's, what is this now? Is this a foreshock or what? Near San Jose, Hayward fault branches off. Calaveras continues north, as we said, to along the foot of the East Bay Hills. For residents of East Bay, the Hayward Fault is of particular concern because it runs through many cities, such as San Jose. Let's go back. Let's go back in. My letters are in Greek because I live in Greece, and I don't know, whether we want to or not, they're in Greek. Okay. We're too far out. Okay. Bakersfield. There's San Jose right there. Okay. So from, it's about 60 miles. And there's Hayward, and there's San Francisco. And they are expecting, by the way, a major quake in Southern California. They've been saying that. USGS has given an alert. We did post Los Angeles, in the Los Angeles area. We did post an alert on that because of the fact that it's overdue there. Now, going back to this. For residents of the East Bay, the Hayward Fault is of particular concern. It runs through many cities: San Jose, Fremont, Hayward, San Leonardo, Oakland, Berkeley, El Cerrito, and Richmond. And today, more than 2.4 million people live close to this fault and are at great risk when the next significant earthquake occurs. So please take time to prepare yourself and your family in the unfortunate event of the big one. And it says here, you can, I'll leave links below for you for this. This is basically, what if a 7 earthquake hit the San Francisco Bay Area? Are you and your family and your business prepared to outsmart this disaster? Okay, so this is October. This was from October, a couple of months ago. So please be careful, all of you who are living out there, and we'll have more information on this as it comes in. If you'd like to join me on my Patreon account, you will hear content not covered by mainstream media. These riveting stories will be based on my research, and I will state my opinions and give my personal insight on diverse and controversial subjects and world events not covered by mainstream media, and not supported by YouTube guidelines. So whatever I have on my Patreon, most of those will not be on my YouTube channel. Please consider becoming a member today. More of the most significant and important videos will be on my Patreon channel. Your support helps me to continue my research and keeps this YouTube channel alive. And we depend on your support, your generous charity, because we help economically challenged families here in Athens, Greece, in Kapota, and we also help the young generation with university tuition and the community around our church. Thank you.